Hey, and welcome to a Chicago Beer Pass beer review. And we're going for 10 here.
You're damn right, Brad.
Not our 10th beer, but
it might be. We're not, it was 80 degrees today, man. We're not keeping count.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing beforehand. No, we got the Penrose 10.
Geneva, Illinois. Hello. So this is Tom Korder, man, who was, really it was a really fun episode with Tom in the quarantine series. That was on the eve of him opening his doors after COVID hit.
Right, so they moved into the next phase where they could have outdoor stuff. He had been very reluctant about even filling growlers at his place and making sure he kept his staff safe and himself safe as well. So, not sure how it's going since then. I haven't seen any issues that usually those are the updates you see, and I haven't seen any of those. So I take that as a good sign.
And the suburbs got that right, where they opened. Well, people would disregard all the laws had you opened in the city around, I guess that would have been April or May.
Right.
They'd have disregarded all the protocols. But the burbs got that right, where a lot of burb places that are just brewery-only tap rooms.
We're able to follow, the community realize, oh, we want this stuff, we're going to take it serious. Yeah, Chicago would have been forget it. They can't stop us all, right?
Right. Yeah, technically, beaches have not opened, and technically, breweries that don't sell food for indoors.
Yeah, any alcohol place.
So totally different vibe.
And so no food at Penrose. I'm not sure if they can have indoor dining or not. I'm not sure what the rules are out there. Are they in DuPage County?
Well, they're in Geneva. I don't know what county that is.
Yeah.
I would say, if I was a betting man,
DuPage.
I'd say it sounds like DuPage.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Will's going that far west.
No. Yeah.
And it's one of those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck
around and beat. No, I don't know.
I don't know. So
Pushing my luck.
I know we're not here to talk about coronavirus regulations for breweries. We're here to talk about this beer, and it is delicious.
Dude, I'm here to tell you, man, this fucking sour ale. What is it? It's only 7.5%, but so it's a quad that spent time in a quad. No, let's back up.
In a quad barrel. In the quad, this beer spent time in the Quad Cities.
It's a Belgian sour red. It is not a quad. It's a Belgian sour red that spent time in both wine barrels and bourbon barrels, and then blended post aging.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If anyone knows anything about barreling and the science behind that, it's Tom Korder.
Mr. Tom Korder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he spent some time at AB, and then went to Goose pre-sale.
Mm-hmm. And then back to AB.
And then AB came with their bullshit. He's like, well, I think I'm just going to do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
him and Hobbs.
Yeah. Him and Hobbs when it started Penrose.
And a lot of their stuff was, kind of Belgian-inspired beers, a lot of those classic styles that, he liked, Eric Hobbs liked. Beer drinkers liked at the time, and then quickly were this beer tastes like juice. We're onto that. Screw your Belgian beers.
And, he's technically sound enough to nail a beer like this, but then also when award season comes around, win an award for his haze, too, he did at GABF. So
yeah, Goofy Boots, right?
Yeah. So it speaks to the range of a Tom Korder.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to the brewery out there?
I went once, when it all started. I don't know, 2012 or whatever, right? They got the really cool I don't know if they're copper jackets, but they have the tank. They have really cool tanks.
Yeah, and then he wired his whole control panel himself for the brewery. He got an old one and then rewired it because he's an engineer.
Yeah.
And he wired up the whole thing himself. That's crazy.
And then they set up shop. They all moved out that way, and I think it looks to be working out for them. Right?
Yeah.
They're an anchor out there. People are excited about them. Mm-hmm. And I think this is one of the better examples of the kind of things they're capable of. Yeah,
this is what if you would have asked me what Penrose was, or a couple of years ago, I would have said this. This is what they are going to do and do great.
Yeah. I tell you, man, it's the Sour Patch Kids, where you pop it in your mouth and it's sour, and then you keep as that dissolves away, it reveals this nice, really sweet candy, right? It's doing that for me. And then it's just kind of effortless, man. Like I think Rodenbach's the first thing that comes to mind. Like some of those classic Belgian red ales. It's kind of reminding me of just like that kind of complex, drinkable, effortless fucking barrel aged sour. It's really good, man.
Yeah, I think that kind of sweet cherry kind of comes through that. Might be medicine like to some people who don't drink sours, but I think it's very light, and it has like a bigger body, like almost more like a Matilda kind of body going on.
Yeah, I think that's where I was getting, because it kind of felt like
Feels like Matilda, but it's like
a Rochefort, like not that, like
but it feels
eight.
lighter. It
Yeah.
feels lighter and I don't know, brighter.
But still got some of the Belgian funk.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's almost like it's like if Matilda had like a bright fruit added to it.
Yeah, that's kind of what
Yeah.
It puckers like just right. I don't know. It's good.
Right.
I don't know.
It's got moves, right? Like, it doesn't necessarily smell overtly tart. It kind of, I don't know if it's a smokiness or an oakiness, but there's like a level of that in there that keeps it from being just a full-on tart explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's beers that are good to drink that you enjoy, and there's beers that delight. This is like a beer that delights. Like you're like, I want to experience this again and again, kind of thing. Like that's the best way to describe this beer.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, you don't have to fuss with it or use a bunch of words. And that's what beer should be. I think that's what got us into beer. You take a sip and you're just like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Right? And, you're like, I didn't know beer could do those things.
Brings a tear.
So it's kind of a throwback to those moments where you're just kind of excited about this experience you're having. And, instead of like laboring through and getting to the bottom of it,
Right.
you're kind of looking forward to the next fucking sip.
And like we were drinking, what's this? A sour lassi, and this is like a new kind of take on the sour, sweet lactose kind of thing.
Yes.
And this one is like I hadn't had a sour beer like this in a long time.
That's true. Like that is kind of, it's got integrity, right? But you can kind of see the parts of it, like you said, right? You can kind of feel some of the things. You're breaking it down in your head, right? Because it's kind of loosely put together, but it is put together.
Yeah.
And then you drink that, and you're just like, oh, okay.
That's how it works.
This is how it all works. So this is how it's all supposed to work.
Yeah. So damn, nice job, Penrose and Tom Korder. If you want to learn more about them, like check out that episode we did with Tom. I think that was great.
I think so too. Yeah.
And he felt a little stressed with his opening, but I think
I think his dog makes an appearance. I think we get into what he did that led to the Penrose, experience, and then
because we recorded that right after Eric Hobbs. So if you want a little bit about like some of the early Penrose stuff too, you can
that's right.
check out the Hobbs episode. So yeah, a couple good ones there, man.
Yeah, man. Penrose 10, Wild Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Look for it if you can. Maybe they still have it at the brewery. Cheers.
Cheers.